So a seller ships a package from Los Angeles. FedEx scans it into their system. A hash of the shipment record is posted to Hedera. In this video, I'm going to be showing how FedEx just joined the Hedera Council and what this means for you, how packages can be tracked, how HBAR is going to help FedEx. And so what I did is I built a supply chain verification simulator and how I think they're going to be using it. And what does this mean for verification of data going forward? How diplomas, medical records, contracts could potentially be living on these blockchains. I also built a company using HBAR. It's called WhatISupport.com, and it's one of the easiest ways for you to get paid in crypto. Stay tuned. So FedEx joins the HBAR Council to support the future of digital global supply chains. And so the key part here is the council. They essentially joined the board members, so they have a voting right of the chain, going forward. And so it looks like they're trying to figure out how they can put shipping data on the blockchain so that it can be verified. Like a good example is like, checkpoints, or they could verify, hey, this delivery was at this moment, and then they can put that on the blockchain. I know that from using HBAR with my company that I built. It's very fast and it's very cheap, and so it makes sense that they use that. Part of the benefits of being a council member is that you get voting rights. So Google is also part of the Hedera Council, but they get to vote on software updates, sometimes pricing, and then treasury decisions. They also get transaction fees. So part of being a council member gives you the right to run essentially a server to verify all the transactions that happen on the network. And so the more people that use HBAR and the more publicity it gets, the more revenue that these nodes, which the council members get to run, the more money that they're going to be able to make. They also get the committee seats, and then they can build on top. So there is a little bit of benefit of running your own node because you're going to have instant verification and almost direct access to the settlement blocks. There is some money involved. So about $70,000 per the board chair, and then $60,000 per board member. So I guess this is more of like the organization will send individuals there to represent them. And then, the fees, but I don't think they're probably not focused on the fees and then like earning from nodes. They're probably just there to make sure, like, hey, if we start building this entire network, we want to protect our investment and make sure that the board's not going to do anything breaking for their system that they're going to build. Real benefit is you get voting rights, you get to run a node. So like I said, the settlement blocks are very important. And I did a video with XCC explaining why you would run a node. They also get to push more usage. So the more transactions that are on the network, the more fees that they can earn. And then they could also talk about it. There's also a few other players, about 33 members right now: Google, IBM, Dell, LG, but I'm not going to go over all these. This video is about FedEx. So I was reading about how they're going to use HBAR. It seems like there was an approach for they have this very antiquated system and they're trying to figure out, how do I verify data? And it seems like there's a lot of databases across their network and they're just completely confused about how to sync them. And personally, they're probably like, we need to use some type of blockchain. And they probably were like, okay, we can deploy our own blockchain, but let's just use one that's already available. So they chose HBAR for their systems. And reading between the lines, they were going, rather than speed of paper. And so what this tells me is, they're comparing it to paper. What this tells me is that they probably have a very antiquated system and they just need something that's way better. But to be honest, I do think HBAR was a good choice for them, because I'm going to be showing you a little bit about how I think this is going to be used. And so right here, for sharing fingerprints or proofs of data. So what this tells me is that they had issues authenticating their existing data in their systems. And so they needed a unified approach that said, okay, at this exact time, this timestamping, this package was delivered. And it could be like to the plane, to their trucks. And what I want to show you is a little bit of what this would look like. So a seller ships a package from Los Angeles. FedEx scans it into their system. A hash of the shipment record is posted to Hedera. So essentially, there is a message that gets posted to the blockchain, and then everyone across the blockchain gets verified. And so their systems, their current systems, their databases will probably have to sync up with, okay, but is this data point legit? And because they'll have to tie them together. And so they can have a shipment ID like with their existing systems and all the metadata that's like the weights, the box type, it will all be custom. But the only benefit of this is it's verified across multiple different systems, and you can't have duplicate entries. And so, yeah, they talk about having a hash of that record. And so let me show you a little bit of what this would look like. This is what I'm going to show you later in my video, but all of your profiles are stored. And what I do is I store a message and a message of all of the metadata on HBAR blockchain. So I really want you to think about all of the systems that FedEx has, even for like custom plane, everything that they have to do to take your package and move it through the different systems. And so HBAR would unify, and what they're talking about is just timestamp that data, not put everything on there. They just want to be able to put a hash of that data, not all of it, just so that they can verify that their current system is timestamped. Just a check of approval, like just a seal, like, hey, this was legit. Everyone gets pings. And so this is what I think. They're probably just going to take a hash and put it on every single entry point of their database. So like, for example, when it goes out for delivery, they'll take that hash and stick it on the blockchain. Not everybody is going to be able to see all the messages, for security, but they're just going to stick every single hash on there. I think it's going to really help cut down on fraud and abuse and probably speed up a lot of their systems. So I was going to talk about what this means for the price, and I don't really like to give price predictions because I'm going to be showing you later in my future videos of some tools that I think can help people. But essentially what I think what's going to happen is the industry is going to go, Joshua, this is cool. Everyone can verify their data on the blockchain. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier in my video of just saying all systems can be living on the blockchain. And it's going to be interesting to see if they can put a hash on there, because all of those hashes, all of that data can be verified on the blockchain. And I really think there's going to be a push across every single system across the world to have actionable, verified data. And so we got 16 million packages per day, 5.8 billion packages per year, and $88 billion in revenue. And really the push that's going to affect the price is that transactions will, in my opinion, increase the demand, because yes, the transaction fee is small, but everyone's going to have HBAR in their wallet to run their nodes, to connect to the network. And it's going to make a lot more sense, because all of those transactions, if they verify just a small portion of their data on the blockchain, that's going to be nearly double of HBAR's current daily transactions. Yeah, and the fundamentals don't make the multiplier, the narrative does. So we have BlackRock, HBAR ETF, and central bank. And I didn't go over this in this video, but I want to. And we're also going to have real world assets coming on chain. So get paid, receive crypto. Your addresses and your profile is stored on the HBAR blockchain. This is something I built and I wanted to showcase to you guys. Right now I support XRP, HBAR, XCC, XLM, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. And essentially you can have all of your addresses in one place. And so if instead of getting paid in something like Venmo, you can send them a WhatISupport.com profile link that you create on the blockchain. You can share your profile, and also that data is verified on the blockchain. So you can go here and check to see all your addresses. So whenever they go to the link, it pulls in that message. So that's WhatISupport.com. Love for you guys to check it out. Also, if you want to build the new rails for the new financial system, I'm a builder. I love talking about this stuff. I have a consultation if you guys wanted to just go over some of that stuff. I really appreciate you guys watching me. If you want to scan my new website, it's WhatISupport.com, which is right here. And that's my profile, SharkDome. And it really helps out the channel. And I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much.